Hey everybody, it's David Sirota. So you may have heard that Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller is looking into money laundering allegations against some of Donald Trump's associates. This came out earlier in the New York Times. It was reported widely throughout the media. Mueller, of course, the special prosecutor, looking into a number of allegations of wrongdoing about Donald Trump. The money laundering allegations are particularly important when you look at the history of Donald Trump's business entities. We took a look back on some of Donald Trump's business dealings and how he has faced scrutiny, he and his business organizations, scrutiny by regulators looking at money laundering. I want to give you some examples here to make it really concrete. In 1993, for instance, the Associated Press reported that two of Donald Trump's Atlantic City casinos were fined by Treasury Department regulators for willfully failing to report transactions involving more than $10,000. 5 years later, the Treasury Department fined the Trump Taj Mahal Associates, that's the name of the company that manages the Atlantic City casino. They fined that company for violating the same law, the Bank Secrecy Act, which was created in 1970 to help combat money laundering. More recently, in 2015, Treasury Department regulators fined the Trump Entertainment organizations $10 million. Now, let's be clear. Trump was not heavily involved in the entities that were fined. He had severed that relationship a few years back when there was all the bankruptcy. But here's the key point of that the charges that came in 2015, the fines that came in 2015, noted in the complaint that it was about willfully and repeated violations of the Bank Secrecy Act dating back to 2003. That's when Trump was involved in those companies. And here's the other part. We also found documents that showed that Donald Trump's executive in one of his companies actually, on behalf of the Trump organization, lobbied to stop tougher anti-money laundering regulations then proposed by the Bush administration in 2006, that they were pushing back on proposed anti-money laundering regulations that were proposed to be imposed on casinos. So the point here is that Donald Trump is not unfamiliar with allegations of money laundering. His business ventures have faced sanctions from government regulators over money laundering. It doesn't necessarily mean that what's happened in the past has anything to do with what Robert Mueller is looking into, but it is to say that these are issues that have swirled around Donald Trump for years. And so my guess is Trump is not necessarily surprised that people are looking into this. And it's also, I should add, not surprising that Robert Mueller, the special prosecutor, is looking once again at questions and allegations about money laundering. I'm expecting more to come out about this. I think we're going to hear a lot more coming out from Mueller's investigation soon. Keep your eye on the questions about money laundering and transparency about financial transactions. That's a definitely an area that needs more scrutiny. Trump, of course, has kept his taxes under wraps. And so a lot of these questions have been swirling around Donald Trump for years. And then the other question is how well his lawyers are versed, how adept they are at getting these questions to go away.